Hello everyone, I hope you're all excited for today's race. We are in Bahrain. We're waiting on one or two more drivers to join in. In the meantime, again we've had a short number of drivers. Quite a few drivers aren't letting us know if they can race or not. So unfortunately, we're only going to be racing with I think 15 or 16 drivers. I think 15. But yeah, we got Smithpell today. He's going to be reserving for Kengar 97. We've got Hyped Nova, who's going to be reserving for Gexy, and we've got Tomo Tiptop 31, who's going to be reserving for the other Alpha Tauri instead of Paledriel. And apart from that, we're waiting for Faxlin to join, and I don't know if Godly Noob will be joining for qualifying or just for the race. As normal, the race will start at 8 PM GMT, which is in 3 more minutes. And it's been brought to my attention that, according to YouTube, who are playing CSGO, a mistake by whatever is happening between YouTube and Google, but we are not playing CSGO, we are in fact playing F1 2020. We are in Bahrain, and I just want to make sure that we are on official race times. Because round 4 I think we raced in Singapore and I forgot to put it to official race time, so we had the only race in Singapore in the daytime, which was not the nicest of things. And yeah, hope you're excited, we'll be soon ready to go. I have one guy left, no, 2 actually. Oh, I changed my layout of my keyboard by mistake. So while those 2 join, I'm gonna quickly change my keyboard input because I'm on my laptop and my laptop, really? My laptop is an Italian keyboard, so yeah. There we go. Alright, so you might be wondering how standings are coming in to this race. Racing Point are currently first in the championship of the constructors, and Sonev and Faxlin, the 2 drivers on that front, and Faxlin's also the current driver's leader. I think he's got quite a nice, yeah, he's got 20 points between himself and second place. Bumpier is in second place in the Drivers' Championship, and then Andre is in third with 50 points. And then, unfortunately, today Gexy couldn't make it. He's in fourth with 46, and Sonev has 45 points in fifth. So, as long as he can score 1 point, at least be drawing for fourth in the Drivers' Championship. And in the Constructors' Championship, Racing Point are kind of running away with it. They got 123 points. Shout out to Vicstar123. And Mercedes have 76 points in second. And Williams are in third with 58 points. And Alfa Romeo have 52 points in fourth. McLaren have 46 points in fifth. And congrats to Gexy, because till now he's the only McLaren driver to score points for McLaren this season. And I think even Ferrari, no, not in the Ferrari. I was going to say I think only 10, 12, 12 has scored points for Ferrari, but he's not the only driver to score points for Ferrari this season. Faxland has joined us. He is the current leader. We're soon going to be going. I know it's a bit delayed, but we might be getting in an extra driver. Let's go, Merv Martin. Well, yes. Hopefully Merv Martin has a better race than he did last race. He had qualified quite decently, had a good race ahead of him with the strategy he was on, but unfortunately, he was hit. There was a bit of collision, so the race then didn't go all too well for himself. So, unless Faxon's gonna bring in anyone. And also we're waiting a bit for Godly Noob. We'll be going at I think 9:05. Thank you, Mark. Nice to see that you're enjoying the streams. It is fun. I do hope more drivers... we used to have full grids early on into the season, but drivers have slowly been either dropping out or deciding that they won't even want to let us know if they're racing or not, which is absolutely beautiful, but anyway. Seeing low connection from Smithbell, I hope that'll be all fine. And where do I think the Ruh will finish? Well, the Ruh's a strong driver, but the Red Bulls in general are quite inconsistent, and unfortunately they wind up in quite their fair share of collisions whether they want to or not. And I don't know, I could see him finishing anywhere between 5th and 10th. I feel like that's his most common finishing slot. Really? Roy? Well, that's good to know, thanks for that. So I know what to call him, so Roy it is. And and I think we're going to be going because, well, I'll give Godly Noob 2 more minutes, but that will be off. Because he doesn't seem to be joining. Oh, reading the chat's always fun. Well, I think Martins will finish. Again, could finish between 5th and 10th. I reckon we only got 15 drivers racing. So, well, once Godly Noob joins, if he does, and I'm going to tell everyone to ready up. In fact, it's 9:05. I reckon somewhere between 9 and 12 Martins will finish. Yeah, and Godly Noob should be joining for the race. Or maybe later into qualifying. I'm gonna quickly see if I can mute these messages constantly pop. And since that's happening, knows how to mute a group chat, let me know. We're 15 drivers. How are we 15 drivers? I swear. Well, apparently we're 15 drivers. I thought we were only going to be 14. Still, no one will get eliminated for Q1 because normally only the top 15 drivers pass. So we're the 15 drivers anyway. So it's just going to be a nice chill practice session for the lads, and yeah. I wish them all luck. I wish all drivers luck. As we see, that's a Renault, I think, coming out already. Probably, so drivers will be looking to get practice in, and they've got 18 minutes to do so. Hopefully this will just help prove for a nicer race, as both Red Bulls come out at the same time. So the first Renault to come out was of KCDB, fellow league admin. I think he had said earlier on today that he needed some practice because he didn't put in a lot of time into Bahrain, so could use it. And I hope this stream is working properly. Because I got a bit of an internet warning issue, and I hope my internet's all good. As KCDB starts the first qualifying lap today. Almost all drivers are on an out lap. Jamie Robertson starts his lap. Thanks for letting me know that the stream's working fine. As we already have yellow flags, but hope everything's alright. No one seems to have spun out, so probably just drivers being a bit slow, which is all nice and dandy. Circle will see quite some slow lap times in Q1 because probably drivers will overfuel the cars and do multiple laps around. Might even see, I'm actually surprised I haven't seen any drivers do practice on the mediums so then they can qualify on the mediums in Q2 to have a better race strategy. Because obviously then if you pass on into Q3 on medium tires, you start on the tires you start in Q2, and starting on mediums is a very, very big advantage in Bahrain. So drivers will be looking out for that and looking to start on mediums. Meantime, KCBD comes across the final corner. 15 turns of Bahrain, if I'm not mistaken. Comes across the line, 126.8. And Jamie Robertson, if I'm not mistaken, was the second driver would have been the second driver to set the lap, but that's invalidated. And I see a Red Bull is about to come across the line. Was of the Roy, or I think it's just Roy. Set to 127.2, probably overfueling of cars, maybe made a bit of a mistake. Martin's invalidated his lap. Merv Martin seems to be going a bit slow. Could have just been camera angle as he's about to open DRS coming through the final straight. Actually, it's a pretty fast lap. Set to 126.5. Tomo tip top. Interesting to see how fast he'll go. One of the new reserve drivers today. Andre sets to 126.7. DXS sets to 126.4. And Faxon current race leader as an invalid lap time and hops back into the pits. Sanev as well, one of the faster drivers on the grid, but can only set a 127.6 as Smith-Pell sets 138.7. I hope he made a mistake along the way and that's not his actual pace. And yeah, Faxon's in the garage. Boompier has invalidated his lap time. He's looking to go for another run though. And Jamie Robertson as well, just opened DRS coming out of the double left-hander. Very difficult corner, of the most difficult corners to pull off properly, especially if you've got no ABS. You'll almost be looking up every time you go through there. I see he's coming through this nice winding section of Bahrain at the end of Sector 2. And Hypernova about to come across the line. Opens up DRS where he's going to place himself. 8th place with the 128.5, currently the slowest on the grid. Well, not including Smith-Pell, but I'm hoping Smith-Pell made a mistake along the way, and he seems to be going really slow, so I'm guessing this is just a in-lap. Or at least, I hope so. Tan 12.12 in the meantime, set to 126.4, very close to DXS. And Tomo Tip Top in the meantime is set to 127.5. Again, I reckon we were seeing some quite slow lap times because people are overfueling and so they can go on multiple times without having to enter the pit. But as I say that, we see a KCTB in the pits. Marv Martin went back into the pits, the Exasinio as well. Andre's done a couple of laps, and so is Roy, and Tomo Tip Top, who's currently 5 seconds slower, so he'll probably be entering the pits, or he's just doing a recovery lap. Sanev, seemingly the same, either on a recovery lap or an in lap. And same for Jamie Robertson. Hypernova is invalidated. Smith-Pell is also the same as Andre, sets the fastest lap with a 126.4, just barely nudges ahead of the Exasinio. Faxon's on an out lap. He's looking to get ready and try blister away the rest of the competition, as Martins is still in the pits. I swear I saw him come out earlier, so he's probably looking to get back out at some point and do another lap around, get some more practice in. Andre currently going slower, so he's probably doing an in-lap or recovery lap as well. And not much to be watching. Oh, as I say that though, Sanev goes almost half a second faster through Sector 1. So if he were to get a 127.1, he'll put himself in around 6th place currently, unless he can keep on improving. Yeah, he did. Unfortunate he couldn't join today in the Renault. It's his home GP, quote unquote, and it would have been nice to see him drive around here, but what can you do? Sanev is, according to the game, with the fastest Sector 2. I don't know if it's accurate because this game messes up like that, but it's currently a second faster, so it really well and truly could be, because that would put him with a 126.6. Let's see how much he can improve through Sector 3 and then his lap overall. He's going to open DRS and he's going to get a nice 126.222, currently in first place. cracking lap from him, and now we're on board with Faxon's 127.7 through sector 1. As we see, I think that's the Ferrari of 10-12-12 coming out from the pits, looking to set lap as Faxon rounds turn 15. Sorry, opens DRS wide, 126.0, and the fabulous 6.9 at the end. Currently, pace is quite even up at the front. It's nice to see top 6. Within half a second of each other, so the pace difference, there is a bit of a pace gap, but not too large. We'll probably see a nice fight for third place between third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. KCDB not lurking not too far behind. Bumpy probably can do a faster lap than that. He's currently a tenth faster through sector 1, so he seems to be improving. I reckon he could improve even more than that, though. Again, we'll be seeing these more fast laps through through Q2 and 3. Smith-Pell seemingly not being able to improve, still with a 131.6. I hope he doesn't end up impeding any other drivers. I hope he knows about the blue flag rule in case he's actually that slow. In the meantime, Bumpy is at a 126.446, exactly identical to Andre. Insane stuff. Exactly, like to get lap times that exact. It's always fascinating to see. So Hypernova's on an out lap, and Smith-Pell's entered the pits, and Martins, I think, is going very slowly. And I hope everything's okay with him. Maybe he's taking this extra lap as a like recovery lap, but he's got full RS. I don't know. Maybe he's just having a go around. It's 10-12-12. Roaring through sector 1. Soon gonna end sector 1. Currently almost 2 tenths faster than his previous lap time. Currently Ferrari sitting last in the constructor standings. They're on 19 points. And quite a number behind. Well, that much behind ninth place Alpha Towers in 24th as 10-12-12 spins out on turn 16. Well, that's unfortunate. I think he was going faster than his best lap so far, so. But it's fine, as long as he didn't crash out. He's good. He can still do more laps and, you know, advance to Q2 without any issues. As the Accessinio starts a new lap, and Martins hasn't set a lap yet, and Smith-Pell is still with a very slow lap. Hypernova's improved over time. Actually, I don't think Hypernova's improved yet. Jamie Robertson set a 128.4, while I don't know if I'd called it out earlier. And Tomo Tip Top on an out lap, looking to improve on that 127.5 that he is. Martins is now on an out lap. KCDB happy with that one lap that he set. Merv Martin as well, seemingly happy with that one lap. Bumpy so far set the most laps, 5 laps. So getting a lot of practice in, getting a lot of rubber into the track. Andre Sonev, Faxon happy with the one lap he set. To be fair, Faxon is pretty fast. So he doesn't need too much practice, as the Accessinio currently going slower, according to the game. In the meantime, we actually might have another driver join us for the race. So I'm gonna quickly send him an invite as the DXS starts another lap. Just need to quickly send over this friend request and hopefully we can get an extra driver for today's race. Oh wow, and while I was away, DXS has crashed out. So that means, if I'm not mistaken, that he won't be able to do a lap time in Q2. So DXS will be starting in 15th place. How is it not 14th is beyond me. Because after 13, I think 14 comes, but what do I know? Martin's looking to set his first lap time. This comes, opens DRS a bit delayed, sets a 128.6. Martin's currently second slowest on the grid. Well, actually, technically third slowest. The XS just a bit RIP'd. Smith Pell currently 1.2 minus 1.5 seconds. So, okay, that was just the game seemingly again going crazy. But yeah, Smith Pell with a 120.1, not looking too hot. I think Tan 12 had set a lap time to 126.4. Murph Martin came out again. Oh, actually no, I think Tan 12 always had that 126.4. Seeing Smith Pell come through sector 2, I'll be curious to see if he improves, if he's, well, at least improving in general. He comes through the tricky double left-hander and comes out from that, opens DRS, takes his sweet time to open up DRS as well though. Comes through the left, through the right. Is currently still 3 seconds slower than his fastest lap time. He's got full ERS, so maybe this was just a lap to bring him in. So hopefully next lap we'll see a nice lap coming from Smith Pell. Jacks the curb, gets a lot of curb. But he's entering the pits, all that ERS, so maybe he just doesn't have the fuel to get a better lap, as Martins is in the pits, the Rue as well. Many drivers in the pits. Sonev's out there. Best lap so far, 126.2. He's looking, this lap's going to be his setup lap, and now we're going to see him hopefully fly through, and who knows, maybe get an even better lap. As while I was focused on Sonev, Andre's come through with a 125.8, past Faxland, currently in first place. Bumpier's 5 laps, 126.4. Many drivers in the pits. Hyped Nova's out, currently just starting out his, I think this probably the last lap that we'll see be finished. That of Hyped Nova. Andre's probably doing an in-lap. Oh yeah, he's 3 seconds slower. So Sonev is looking to do one final improvement in Q1 before we head to Q2, where things will really start to get interesting. Hyped Nova's 2.5 seconds slower, so doesn't seem like he'll be improving. sticking with that 128.5. Sonev trying to improve but can't do so. He's currently at like a tenth and a half slower. 7 tenths slower. So yeah, Sonev seeming like not improving. In fact, not much ERS is going down, so he's just taking it nice and light, a bit of extra practice before Q2 starts. Yeah, it's the end of Q1. Hypernova, technically going to end Q1 as he enters the pits, not improving on his lap time. And now that is technically the end of Q1. So far, who do you think, chat's gonna win the race? Who are you backing? Andre, Faxland's won I think the past 2 or 3 races in a row. Sonev, fellow Racing Point. I think Bumpier maybe will just come slither through and get a cheeky win. The same shame has Bumpier's actually left the session. He's got an extra invite. I'm gonna invite him again though. I think I only can once. Once you get back into Q2, and Andre brilliantly thinks that he's gonna win. Nice confidence in himself. I'm gonna... Head seems to be in. So yeah, originally we did have, I think, 14 drivers. I don't know how the game was saying 15. I'm gonna, just in case, even though Het is in the session, just in case though, I'm gonna re-invite him even though he's here. You see that's Mercedes coming out. Yeah, Head's joined. I'm gonna send him an extra invite though. Sorry, Bumpier. And alright, 13 drivers. Quite a lot of drivers out already. The McLaren though is out first, and that's the McLaren of Hypernova. And then there's the Mercedes of Andre of Merv Martin. The 2 Red Bulls, as usual, right behind each other's asses. They always seem to come out at almost the exact same time, pit at like the exact same time. They're so in tandem. But yeah, before the session gets in, gotta set everything up nice and nicely. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, massive gain, well maybe not double massive gain, but there is a massive gain either way by starting out on mediums. And in fact we see many drivers come out on mediums. They're gonna try set the lap as fast as they can on those mediums, try get themselves into the top 10 with the medium tire, because if you're in the top 10, you start on the compound, you set your lap on. So if they manage to do that with mediums, they have a good advantage. Tomo Tip Top has come out on softs, Smith Pels on softs, and Hypernova's on softs. Smart calls from all of them. Martin's also on softs. Well, maybe Martin's could manage to get in top 10 with mediums. Am I so sure about it? No, but I reckon there was a small chance. The rest I mentioned that are on softs, I don't reckon they could. Except for Sonev though, I'm very surprised Sonev came out on softs. I wonder if that was a mistake or if he's just ahead of the curve. Because, you know, yeah, you could be in 8th place on mediums, but you might be worried you're going to be overtaken by someone that's, say, in 9th or 10th, and they're on. You might be wondering, oh, they're on mediums, so they're probably going to set a lap on softs now, and then you'll get overtaken, and it's a whole chain reaction. So maybe it's just ahead of the curve. Came out with softs just to not have any worries. So Hypernova's lap seemingly invalidated. 10, 12, 12. Just started the lap, I think. So Hypernova's lap is invalidated. That leaves us the first driver gonna cross the lines at the lap so far, scheduled to be Merv Martin. We see there was an AlphaTauri on the side there, just letting drivers through. It's nice to see. As in fact comes through turns 14, turns 15, opens DRS nice and wide, comes across the line, first lap 127.088, almost 127.1. Wonder if he can go faster. Martins 128.2, and Martins will not enjoy seeing that. 1.2 seconds off the pace of Merv Martin. Absolutely cracking lap, but Martins is on soft, and Merv Martins on mediums with 127.0, Faxon's on mediums with 127.1, KCTB on mediums with 127.8. I reckon Martins might have made a mistake along the way for setting a 128.2. DeRoy set a 128.2 as well on mediums, and the rest of, well, I'm losing my voice, I need some water. The rest of the drivers re-entering the pits, I think, or going out of the pits. Interesting to see how fast Sonev will go, one of the faster drivers, but he's on soft, so he's going to be hoping he'll be nice and easy in first place. As you see him now come across through turn 14, through turn 15, as Merv Martin sets the fastest lap with a 126.8. Sonev on softs can't get past Faxlin's time or Merv Martin's time. He's at 127.4. Faxlin was at 127. I was gonna say 127.1, but Faxon now new fastest, well, I can't speak, new fastest lap of the race with a 126.8, just barely nudging ahead of Merv Martin with a 126.8 as well. KCDB on mediums with a 127.8, and Jim Robertson also deciding to do laps on mediums with a 129.3. Clearly they're not going to be fast enough, so he's going to need to come in and do a lap on softs. As Bumpier surprised, well, not surprised everyone, but from his performances in Q1, I was a bit worried that maybe Bahrain's on his strongest track, but he's just come through with a 126.7, current fastest lap of the race on mediums. 10, 12, 12 on an outlap. Hypernova as well after invalidating his initial lap, and Swiftpel coming out of the pits. Andre, it'll be interesting to see how quickly he goes on the mediums. Tomo tip top on softs. Oh, sorry. The game's saying he's on softs, but looks like he's on mediums. So Tomo tip top on mediums. Top 8 seem to currently be on in laps or in the pits. So yeah, not much to be seeing from there. Is Andre, pretty nice helmet, must I add. Coming through sector 2 now. And I'm wondering how fast he can go. Nice of the Ferrari to move out of the way. That was the Ferrari of 10, 12, 12, who's currently on his outlap. Now he comes through turn 14, turn 15, opens DRS, and can only put himself in 4th place. And now when I say only, don't get me wrong, 4th place and on mediums is a very good lap. In fact, it's 126.9. It's only 2/10 off 1st place and a 10th off 2nd and 3rd. So it's a good lap. Don't get me wrong, but considering we came 1st in Q1, I wonder if he can go a bit faster. But if I were him, I'd be happy with the 126.9 on mediums. Sonev, seeming like he can't go faster, and he's on softs. KCDB, driver is generally slower than Sonev. He's only 4/10 off Sonev, and he's on mediums. So Sonev really struggling out there. And Bahrain's, I'm pretty sure, one of his favorite tracks as well, but he just seemingly can't string it together. Stomo tip top now in sector 2. Smith Pell, don't know what he's doing. No DRS on. I wonder if he's new to the game, new to F1, because if he is, well, he should really find out what DRS is. Tanto F12 invalidated his lap on mediums. He's not going to be happy seeing that. So I wonder if Tanto F12 will be entering the pits, come out on softs, or if he'll be having another go around on the mediums. Answer is he's entering the pits. Probably will come out on softs. Tomo tip top though wasn't using DRS, or at least wasn't seeming like he was using DRS. Yeah, comes across the line, 128.8, faster than Jamie Robertson. Also, it was Smith Pell who was seeming like he wasn't using DRS. Tomo tip top, I think was the AlphaTauri. I don't know. Honestly, I was confused. Which one of the two seemed like they weren't using DRS? I think it was Smith Pell, because in fact his lap time is taking an excruciatingly long amount of time. We might hit the 2-minute lap marker. Nope, he enters the pits. Smart call. And yeah, most drivers in the pits waiting to go out for their last time. Martin's not having the nicest times out there on the mediums. Set 128.2 on softs. He's almost in like the risk zone of being eliminated, yet he's come out on mediums. I guess he was seeing what he could do. Now he comes in, he's got enough time to do another lap on softs. So we'll probably be doing that. DeRoy comes in the pits now as well, so he'll probably come out another time on softs. Tomo tip top, not having the nicest time out there. He'll probably be looking to do a lap on soft. Jamie Robertson as well, because he's currently in the elimination zone. Smith Pell as well, and Tanto F12, one of the faster drivers, or at least between the ones in the elimination zone, will be looking to set a lap. Definitely has what it takes to get into the top 10. You see, that was a driver come out of the pits. Don't know who though. It's an AlphaTauri. So is the AlphaTauri of Smith Pell coming out? As Nicholas says, he pulled off a 125.5 in Q3, which is impressive. That's 1.3 seconds faster than the mediums. And I'm really wondering if we'll see any lap times faster or close. I reckon we'll see probably like 126.8. I think we've already seen 126.8. Sorry, 125.8. But 125.5, that's going to be a hard time to beat. Wonder if Faxland, Bumpier, Merv, Andre, I wonder if they've got in the bag. Sonev, really surprised that he's not doing well, only at 127.4 on softs. And he's come out on mediums now, so don't know what he's thinking. Maybe he's somehow gonna go faster on the mediums. Hyped Nova started his lap. KCDB in the pits. Is he biding his time, or is he just AFK? Who knows? Because I'm gonna put on my AC because it's a bit cold. Jamie Robertson on an out lap, Smith Pell on an out lap, Tan 12-12 on an out lap, all of them on softs, not taking any risks. With the mediums, Tomo tip top though, seemingly taking risks on the mediums, seemingly not entering the pits, so he is just barely on the brink. He is in 10th with a 128.8, and Tan 12-12, I'll put my money on Tan 12-12 being able to beat 128.8, so Tomo tip top could very easily get eliminated. Jamie Robertson will be looking to step on the gas, and I reckon he can go faster than 128.8 as well. Smith Pell, I'm honestly unsure. At least he's using DRS now. He is on soft, so maybe he'll be able to get past Tomo tip top as well. DeRoy on softs, I think. Yep, on an out lap. Martin's on an out lap. He's about to start his lap now, in fact. And DeRoy not far behind. Hypernova, I swear I saw him start the lap like 20 seconds ago, but anyway, he's starting a lap now. And KCDB, almost halfway through his, actually he's like through the first quarter of his out lap. And Sonev on those mediums, I'm really curious to see if he can improve, but I don't think he'll be able to go faster than 127.4 on the mediums, considering how much he was struggling on softs. Had a minor panic attack, I thought my headset was muted. As Sonev spins out, that's a pretty big crash. I'm really surprised his tires are still intact. I think he just barely touched the curb, and I don't think the curb spun him out. I think maybe just applied too much speed as he retires from the session on track. So I'll probably get a warning for that. I hope he can still do a lap in Q3 since he retired. I think he should be able to. But yeah, not much time left in Q2. Hypernova trying to go faster to make sure he passes to Q3. Martins as well. In fact, he's about to come across the line as Tan 12-12 sets Martins, I was about to say, comes across the line, enters the pits, only in 9th place. Risky stuff, he's not going to be able to set another lap, but so that 128.2 be good enough for him. And as I was speaking, Tan 12-12 set 126.4 on softs. And if he's got enough fuel on DRS, he'll be able to try set another lap. KCDB is entering the pits. I thought he was exiting the pits for a second. I was like, qualifying's over. I don't see much point of that. DeRoy though, it's a really big shame because I think he had set a lap on mediums and he was in 10th just barely, so he might have been able to stick it out and start on mediums, but not to fret. He has set the 126.6, so now he's definitely going to be safe on softs. But yeah, Tomo Tip Top's in the pits. Smith Pell, I don't think Smith Pell would have beaten his time, and Jamie Robertson's seemingly going faster than he was, so maybe it was a good call that DeRoy set a lap on softs. We're about to find out now. The round comes through, turns 14 and 15. I'm surprised those are two different corners, if I'm being honest. And comes across the line. 128.3. I forgot his lap time, but it would have definitely been close, so maybe it was a smart call to come out on softs. And yeah, that's going to end Q3. Jamie Robertson, Tomo Tip Top and Smith Pell all getting eliminated. Tomo Tip Top and Smith Pell to reserves for today. And the Alpha Towers for Kengar and Pale Drill. Hypernova reserved for Gexy. In the McLaren, and unfortunately we couldn't get other reserves for other drivers, but yeah. Earlier on the Exasinio crashed out. Sonev also the Exasinio crashed out in Q1 and Sonev crashed in Q2. Only broke his front wing though, so oof, in the game. Just yeah. I apparently validated Tan's lap. Well, Tan's next lap because he went wide in sector 2. Yeah, the game, it can be a bit messy sometimes. I want to see the Roy's lap on mediums was a 128.2, so he would have been safe. I think him or Martins would have gone out. So if it was behind Martins, because I forgot if he was, then yeah, he would have been eliminated. So potentially a good call, and forced stand 12-12 to use softs, which isn't nice. So Nicholas set at 125.5 in Q3, so I wonder if we'll have any of our drivers setting a faster lap than that. As you see, I think that's both Murph, Martin and Andre about to come out. And McLaren, Hypernova's come out already as well. Yeah, both Mercedes have come out. Williams as well, of Het Pompier's come out. And we see the a Red Bull, two Racing Points, sorry, and another Red Bull. Very nice squashed them together, the two constructors. KCTB's also come out, and Tan 1212's making his way out of the pits as well, so that means all 10 drivers are about to be out on track to set their first laps in Q3. Hyperdove invalidated this lap in a very... Okay, never mind, my mistake, I thought it was turn 15, because when you invalidate your lap in turn 15, that could very easily invalidate your lap for the next lap, so... But luckily I think it's all good. Seems to be, as he starts the first lap of Q3. Het Pompier not too far behind, followed by the two Mercedes of Andre and Marv Martin. Then we got the Racing Point of Sonev. There's a Red Bull of between them, between Sonev and Faxland, Red Bull of Martins. Now we're on board with Hypernova, coming across sector through the end of sector 1. Now start sector 2. That hairpin, when I personally drive in Bahrain, I struggle so much to get good grip out of it. Comes through now, the double left-hander, very hard corner, very easy to lock up in, opens up DRS. Now comes through a very nice, quite long left-hander. Goes wide though, so he lost a bit of time through there. Now the right, gotta make sure you don't touch those curbs, because you will end up spinning. Not a nice experience, and over here you can almost go wide a bit, but you have to be careful the game doesn't invalidate it for you. Luckily though, it didn't invalidate Hypernova's lap, and now he's going through turns 14 and 15, because again somehow the two separate corners, opens up DRS and sets a 127.6 as the first lap of Q3. Pompier now comes across the line, 125.6, very close to that 125.5 of Nicholas. Andre with a 126.1, very surprising that I didn't go faster than that. Maybe he got caught up in traffic or made a mistake. Merv Martin currently in provisional pole with a 126.6, and as I'm speaking about that, Faxel comes across the line with a 125.5. I wonder if Nicholas is Faxel. But yeah, he's come across the line 125.5, currently in provisional pole. Merv Martin with a strong lap in second. Bumpier as well, really close behind in third. Andre, I reckon, can go faster in fourth. 10-12-12, sets 126.2. Martin's coming through sector 3. Sonev as well now. Sorry, coming through sector 2. And Sonev as well through sector 2. KCDB 27.7 through sector 1. And De Roy's entered the pits again. So maybe he wasn't really feeling his out lap. So Martins will be the first of Sonev and KCDB to set the lap. As he's coming through this long straight. I wonder if they'll ever do DRS on the straight. Have 4 DRS zones in one circuit. As now he comes across the line. Martins puts himself in. Well, actually stays where he is, and with a 128.6. Sonev comes across the line with a 126.1, very close to Andre, but I reckon Andre can go faster. And KCDB now comes across the line, 126.333. Well, someone's got Satan on it. Wait, or is that 666? I think that's 666. Never mind me. De Roy's on an outlap, and most other drivers in the pits, so we'll just stay on board with De Roy. He's about to start his. I was about to say he's about to start his lap, but my mistake. I mixed turn. That's what I think turn 4. I mixed up with turn 15. My bad. He's the only driver left to set the lap. Yeah, and apparently the Exinio back in Q1 overfueled to get some testing in, and fair enough, but he got caught out by the curb and spun. Unfortunate for him. So now De Roy is gonna come through sector 15. I don't know, my mind's not really speaking properly. Comes to turn 15, opens the RS, now starts his first lap of the race of Q3. I am absolutely amazed by myself. Taking lots of curb. Wonder how far still go. Currently with a 127.7. I think KCDB had a 127.7 through sector 1, so could be on track for around the 126.3. As he goes wide, as if to let cars go by. There were no cars going by. And is he not happy? Maybe he's not happy with his lap and he's just saving fuel. The RS isn't going down either, so looks like he's just saving fuel. Many drivers now about to come out again for their final time round. Bahrain try set another lap. Currently Faxland on provisional pole, 125.5. Merv Martin will be looking to see what he can to stop him from getting pole position and get pole position himself. Faxland a tenth fast, almost 2 tenths faster than his original time, to 127.5. Sorry, with the 27.5 through sector 1. Merv Martin as well, currently a bit faster with 27.5 through sector 2. Sorry, through sector 1. I don't know why I can't speak. Bumpier comes through sector 3 So I don't see. Oh, enters the pits. I don't know why the game sometimes says minus when there is no minusing happening. Because Sonev's on his out lap, Tan on an out lap. I'd like to watch Faxland and Merv Martin, two of the top contenders for pole position. Faxland still slightly better than his previous lap time, not by much though. He's looking to improve, but Merv Martin's also looking to snatch away that pole position. Faxon now, unless he's got another more fuel by the way, this is going to be his last lap that he's going to set, and it's a 125.4. It's a strong lap time. Merv Martin though also seeming like he's setting a strong lap time, but the best he can muster is a 125.5. So he's sticking in second, and Faxon's managing to hang on to provisional pole. Bumpy is still in the pits. He better come out because he won't have much time left to set lap. Andre as well coming out. Sonev on an out lap. 10 12 12. So far improving slightly. But yeah, not enough to get him probably into the top 3. Might be able to get him into the top 5 though. And KCDB also on an out lap. The Roy 4 seconds faster apparently. I doubt that because it'd probably be in esports right now. Yeah, so 2 seconds slower actually, which is not nice to see. Not having the best of lap times, so he could very well be sticking in 8th place. Hypernova 2 tenths down, almost 3 tenths down on his initial lap, so he could be sticking in 9th. And Martins just started his lap. He'll be looking to improve as well. Yeah, Bumpier now is still on his out lap. And Merv Martin, I don't know if that's an accurate stat. The game said he was going slightly faster. I doubt it. After already going through 1 lap, in fact, he does enter the pits, so he wasn't going faster. Faxland also enters the pits. Tan 12 12. I just missed out on a sector 1 time. Interesting to see if he can place higher than 4th, get into the top 3. I think 4th place as well would be Tan 12 12's best qualifying position so far in TRL. So we'll certainly be hoping for a good race. Back points for Ferrari. Bumpier's lap time's invalidated. And I wonder if maybe, I think he might have just got an invalidation before he started his lap, so it invalidated his next lap. So I think he's just going to have to stick with that 125.6. Sonev 125.7. Tan 12 12 not going faster, 125.9. and I think Andre's is going 2 tenths faster, so we could see something from Andre, maybe even something from KCDB. Because the rest of the field seemingly done from their laps. It's Andre 3 tenths faster through sector 2. And that will bag him a decent lap time. Won't bag him provisional pole, but it'll still bag him a nice lap. Well, actually, provisional pole, might I add, would be pole position. Unless KCDB would have something to say about that. Now he's going to come across the line. I don't know where it put him. It put him in 5th place. So he managed to get past Tan. And yeah, final standings. Faxland pole position again. Merv Martin really close. So yeah, Nicholas is Faxland. That's good to know. Nice pole position. Merv Martin in 2nd, close behind, and Bumpier in 3rd, only 2 tenths off Faxland. Sonev did better than he was doing in Q1 and Q2. Nice to see the improvement from him. And 3 tenths off. Andre also almost 4 tenths off. He was doing a lot better in Q1, so hopefully he'll be able to find his pace again. Tan 12 12. Then half a second off Faxland in 6th. Now we've got KCDB in 7th, DeRoy in 8th, Hyped Nova in 9th, and Martins in 10th. So once again, we see the main battle of constructors between the Racing Point and the Mercedes. Currently, Racing Point quite far ahead in the constructors' championship, but Mercedes will be looking to say something about that. A little bit of an interesting fact. Unless AlphaTauri score points today, they wouldn't have scored points, including today's race, if they don't score in 4 races. Now drivers will be starting their formation lap. Currently, we have never had a race where we haven't had the disqualification in the formation lap. Stan's left the session. I'm gonna invite him back in, and I'm also gonna invite Godly Noob again, so hopefully he joins in. So Tan needs an invite. So hopefully they both join. Apparently 10-12-12's internet has died. Which is a big shame, because he's gonna have a nice start in 6th place. Which is probably gonna be ruined for him. And once again, we've had more disqualifications in the formation lap. Why am I not surprised? Tan 12-12, unfortunately. Internet cut, and apparently it takes around half an hour or more for his internet to come back, so what seemed like was going to be a great start from 6th place, it was going to bag Ferrari some nice points. It looks like isn't going to be the one for Ferrari today, or for Tan. Don't worry, Roy, about the formation lap. I don't know why they controlled it from the start or whatnot. It's just, I always find it a bit funny how we always have a disqualification from someone on there. And I'm not sure what happened. Are we? I think we're off. Massive collisions and a lot of crashings happened. And in the back, I don't know. I think someone jumped the start as well. I'm so confused. We've got a VSC, but I am really confused. I think Tan 12-12 as an AI jumped the start. I think it was, or was it Merv Martin jumped the start? I'm really confused. I'm gonna have to quickly look at incidents. So it was Merv Martin that jumped the start. Tan 1212 is somehow so far ahead. I have absolutely no idea how the AI managed to pull that one off. But yeah, Faxland is currently in second, Bumpier in third, Andre in fourth. He went up one position, Sonev dropped one. DXSinio had a really nice start. He's up 7 places. I was off collisions early on. Unfortunately, Roy got, I think, involved. So he's down 3. And Merv Martin definitely jumped the start and I think crashed. And we see the O2 Alpha Towers now fighting side by side. Yeah, and Smith Pell has some damage, so he's going to be pitting. And yeah, I think, and it looks like even Tomo top space, so they're going to double stack. They're going to be losing a lot of time. Tan 1212 is a fourth. When AI race, it's only 40, so. I was gonna say we see Tan and Het side by side and Bumpier side by side, but Tan 1212 is just an AI, so all that time again anyway from being ahead doesn't really matter, and now drivers will just be slowly passing by Tan 1212, which is really annoying because his internet died. And Godly Noob wasn't able to join us. Yeah, it was really weird. It seemed like Merv Martin jumped. Well, I saw Tan 1212 jump to start. Apparently, so did Merv. I'm not really sure what happened there, as Faxon gets fastest lap of the race. And Tomo Tip Tops left the session. Don't know why he's done that. And yeah, actually, for once, the top 3 are actually still pretty close by. KCDB is doing really well. He's up 3. DXSinio as well, fighting alongside him, up 10 places now. He gets round and past KCDB. This has been a really hectic start, and I haven't been commentating over it so well because I've been so confused over what's happened. And yeah, Jamie Robertson's also up 4 from all the collisions that's happened early on. I'm really sorry for Merv Martin. Was involved in an incident or two, having to pit from what could have been a great race for him. Once again, just does not go to plan, and once again just have to try pull off a comeback race. Sonev not too great, down 5. Jim Robertson I think spun, and well, I don't know if he spun, but it's because his front wing still seems intact, but definitely went out wide. As Faxland now is in the lead. Bumpier close behind Andre as well. And the XSinio, bloody blimey of a race, up 10 places and not far off Andre as well. KCDB as well, good stuff from him, up into 5th, and Hypernova up into 6th. So the XSinio sets fastest lap of the race with a 1:30.1. So Tomo Tip Top enters the pits. I think he was the guy that left. It might have been Smith Pell though, I don't know which one. And I think the reason why Tan jumped the start might be because he was an AI, and so maybe somehow the AI had a different, like when the lights went out, maybe it was different for the AI, maybe they went out earlier, I don't know. The XSinio as well, getting close to Andre. He's in the RS range, so bit of a DRS train seemingly forming up here in top 4 spots, because KCDB's really fallen behind the XSinio. I mean, he's in the pace of the top 4, and Hypernova though not too far off apparently. Oh, I thought, my mistake, I thought he was only 2/10 off KCDB, but in actual fact he's 4 seconds off, so KCDB seeming like a bit of an race for his own. And I'm really hoping we get to see some more action from these top 4. Because they're just, you know, they're close to each other, but not much action. Bumpy really close to Faxland's been inching closer and closer, and so has the Exasinio on Andre. And I really hope we just don't see any more collisions, because I really feel really bad for Murph. He's been involved in collisions when he's been near the top so many times now, and ruins his race. And I really hope that these 4 drivers don't have their race ruined. Although I'm not gonna lie, Faxland, I can't deny he's fucking brilliant, blistering pace, but at least if he crashes out, it'll maybe shake up the drivers' standings a bit. But Merv Martin, I just feel sorry for him, and I'll feel sorry for these 3 as well if they were to crash out or be involved in a collision, because you know they also I'd want them to do well in the standings and do well in the races. So not that I don't want to see Faxon do well, because he deserves it by how fast and how good he is. See Bumpier inching closer and closer to Faxland, but not going in a slipstream when he goes out to the right. But he's managed to put it side by side, but not being able to stick it around the outside. Looking to use DRS now, because Faxland doesn't have DRS. But still, just as Faxland looks up a bit, just not able to get past, and Andre really close. As Hyped Nova is pit, comes out of the pits now. I think he got started on the softs, and all these 4 drivers. I was gonna say all 4 of these drivers are on mediums, but my mistake. The Exasinio is on soft, so that will be a bit of a dent in his strategy. In fact, if he really doesn't want to be getting held up behind them. He wants to be getting past and use those softs as advantage while he still has them. But quite the DRS train just forming up here, and not good. That's not good for KCTB, because if he already wasn't as fast as the rest of the pack, as Daru is going immensely slow. I hope everything. Sorry, the Roy. Hope everything's okay with him. Yeah, if KCTB already was off the pace of the top 4, let alone them in the DRS train, and he's got no one to DRS with. And now, watch at head Bumpier. He's using the slipstream, and normally though, Faxon looks to the right of the slipstream and he just stays out of it. But now, Faxon decided to stay to the left. I wonder why the change in strategies. I don't know if he lost the rear and if he got a tiny bump from Andre. I think he just lost the rear a bit. And now with the DRS, he could have a really good chance to bounce down the inside, but to be fair, he is saving ERS, using it wisely, and Faxland very low on ERS, so maybe it's some smart management from Andre. From Bumpier, as both Andre and the XS also good on managing their ERS, but if I were the XS in you, I'd be pushing a bit, using those softs to my advantage while they're on the mediums. Coming through that double left-hander. Really nice to see them not crash into each other as well. Coming through the double left. And 7 laps in, I reckon those softs aren't holding up all that great anymore. And Faxland enters the pits. He is on mediums, and Dexasinio is on softs, hasn't even pit yet. So I wonder why Faxland's pit already. Bit of an odd strategy. Smurf Martin close to Hyped Nova. Gaining, gaining, gaining. So Faxland, I'm guessing, is on a hard, so we're looking to go to the end now. So will the Exasinio now also be pitting? I'm guessing he'll be pitting. It should be pitting about now. But I'm just saying, if Faxland decided to pit on mediums on 7 laps, and maybe the Exasinio should have decided to pit as well and try to take it to the end on the hards. As Sanev gets past Jamie Robertson, and there's the racing point of Faxel not far ahead of Sanev, and Marv Martin looking to get past Hypernova. Looks up a bit through the double left-hander. Very tricky corner, as I've mentioned a gazillion times. The Exasinio tries to look down the inside of Andre. Le Mans just looks down the inside, and it is on soft, so the tyre's still holding up for him, and manages to get past. Took him quite a few laps to do it, but he's managed to get past Andre now. And while that was happening, Merv Martin managed to get past Hypernova, and Hypernova almost touched the back of Merv Martin. What a shame it would have been if that would have spun out Merv Martin. But luckily, Merv Martin still in one piece, looking to make a comeback race of his. And at the current pace, he might be able to snatch up 7th. Don't know if he'll be able to snatch up 6th though. Definitely be a challenge. Faxland looking to use all of this fresh air he has to put some distance between himself and the rest of the field once they decide to pit. Starting lap 10 now, bit over 1/3 through the race. Faxland on the hards, able to close the distance between himself and KCDB, who's on mediums, 10 lap old mediums. Tire wear is very high in Bahrain. Wonder if we'll see a puncture from the tire wear. Martins gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Currently sitting hot in 11th Martins, the Roy in 10th. Although the Roy gained some positions once other people. Actually, I'm not sure. I think the Roy has pit though. Yeah, the Roy and Martins, Hypernova have all stopped, but I think all of these stops have mostly been due to collisions. Hypernova gets a 30-second time penalty as well. Not much action from the Exasinio, Bompier and Andre. Marv Martin still 11 seconds, almost 12 behind Jamie Robertson. So the Exasinio on the softs decides to pit. I wonder if he's gonna try go the distance on mediums, or if he'll switch to hards. And he has swapped to the hards. Probably a bit too long of a distance for the mediums. Which is why I'm still really fascinated why Faxland swapped to the hards so early though. Well, it's working out seemingly. He is gaining on KCDB. As the Excesinio and Sonev battling it out side by side. Sonev not leaving much room for the Excesinio, almost squeezed him out there. Managing to keep ahead of him in 5th. The Excesinio almost contacted to the back of Sonev, coming in really close behind him. And now the Excesinio will be looking to use DRS to get past Sonev. But he can't get past. Sonev has quite a lot more ERS than the Excesinio's, almost double his ERS saved. And Andre now really close behind Bumpier. He looked right, looked left. I thought you'd have enough to get to at least go down the inside of him, but just couldn't go down the inside either. KCTB's now entering the pits. And the Excesinio looks down the inside of Sonev and manages to get past Sonev before the corner even comes. Sonev looking to fight back with the switchback, can't get past, looks to look, oh, I thought he'd look down the inside again though, but didn't have the speed for it. And now with DRS he'll be looking down the inside of the Excesinio, and again before the corner comes able to get ahead of the Excesinio. Gotta be careful, you can't move on the braking. I feel like Sonev almost did, or did, I don't think he did, but if he didn't, it was really close. Some good racing from the lads. The Excesinio now looking around the outside of Sonev. Obviously didn't have the speed for it though through the hairpin. And now the Excesinio will again use DRS to go down the inside of Sonev, but I don't think he's going to do it this time round. I think he'll wait for the next DRS zone. And looking at his stops, both Sonev and the Excesinio have pit right. It's just the Excesinio's on hards, Sonev's on mediums. I don't think Sonev's mediums are going to last him till the end of the race. He's been 8 laps on the mediums. The Excesinio hasn't been 0 laps on hard, so the game's glitching out a bit there. As Andre gets past Bumpier in the pits. I don't know how that's happened, but as now 4 drivers have come close with each other. 5 Faxland's in the lead. But we've got the 4 drivers of the Excesinio, Sonev, Andre and Bumpier all really close to each other now. All happened a bit from out of nowhere, you know, pit stops and all. And so I was just saying, Sonev, I don't think he'll be able to go till the end of the race in the mediums, but so probably has another stuff left in him, but he's still fighting, trying as much as he can to stay ahead of the rest. Andre and Bumpier fighting off each other, Sonev and the Excesinio. Merv Martin has to pit again, so comes out of the pits. Don't know if he needed to pit though. In Faxland's strategy though, to be fair to him, has put him 4 seconds ahead of second place, 4.5 seconds. So maybe pitting early and just having that clean air on the hards was a good shout. Obviously his hards will be slower towards the end, but I bet he's banking on himself being able to hold them off, as Bumpier will be looking to use DRS on Andre. He's really close right on his tail, as we saw Sonev almost lose the rear end a bit. In fact, he's lost out to Andre. He's going to lose to Bumpier as well. And Bumpier now is going to look down the inside of Andre. He's too far back to do so though, and has to stick behind Andre. And Sonev will not be happy with that. Not only is his mediums old, he was trying to hold back the rest as many drivers as he could, because he's on those mediums and he doesn't want to fall back once he pits. Obviously he will though, but try and just keep them back as much as he can. And the Roy and now Hypernova fighting off each other. Roy looking to go around the outside of Hypernova, now down the inside, but Hypernova just has the grip to stick it out. And now the Roy will have DRS. No, sorry, somehow none of them have DRS. And Roy not able to get past Hypernova. The Exasinio seemingly staying quite the same behind Faxton, maybe losing a bit of time. As Martins is in the pits. Don't know why he's pitting again. I wonder if he crashed or something. DeRoy and Hypernova fighting it off. DeRoy looked down the inside. Now he's gonna have the inside line again, and he manages to get past Hypernova, just barely, but very nicely. Good stuff from DeRoy. It's a shame I missed it. And now Andre looked to go down the inside of the XS, almost clipped the inside of the XS though, and now Andre and that's Bumpier fighting alongside, and Bumpier goes down the inside, gets past Andre. Andre now looks around the outside of Bumpier. Not your usual overtaking corner, and he tries to take it around the outside, but concedes the position to Bumpier. Some nice racing, very nice to not get contact between those two, as Sonev looked to try pounce on the occasion, but not able to get past Andre. So we see, I think that was Merv Martin who got fastest lap of the race, currently in 10th. He'll be looking to get past Jamie Robertson. And the Roy might be gaining on. Sorry, I thought I made a mistake. I thought he was only 2 seconds off KCTB's, but he's 14 seconds. So, oh well. Hypernova is 2 seconds off the Roy, so he's been slowly losing out to the Roy, and the Roy is slowly able to pull away from him as we're over halfway through the race. And there's a back marker off Tauri. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way of any racing. As Merv Martin already managed to get past Jamie Robertson, he's quite flying through here. Only 6 seconds off Hypernova, so, and by the time I said 6 seconds, he's already gained a second on Hypernova. He's absolutely flying. It's like he's a man on a mission. 4.5 seconds now off Hypernova, and yeah, won't be long, I reckon, till he gets 8th place. As Bumpier, oh no, Bumpier spun, and I was wondering why Andre and Sonev were able to easily get past. As Bumpier's left the session, I'm gonna invite him, although he's got spare invites. I think his front wing is still intact, but it's a shame. He's fallen far behind Sonev and Andre and DXS. And DXS not able to be gaining on Faxland, and Hypernova's pit, so Merv Martin's in 8th, 7 seconds off the Roy. Again, Merv Martin doing that comeback race after unfortunately being in early collisions. He seems to be gaining on the Roy. Now Andre and Sonev also a bit spread out as Sonev enters the pits. Andre's lost quite a lot of time to the Exasinio. I wonder if it was because of the incident with Het, or if something just went a bit wrong. Pompey gets past Sonev because Sonev coming out of the pits now, and KCDB will come out ahead of Sonev. So Sonev will be looking to catch up to KCDB, but Sonev is on medium, so he'll be faster than KCDB, who's on older tires. As Martin's retired from the session, seems to have crashed out. Looks like a spin, I'm guessing. Hopefully Tan will have a good view of it. As Sonev gets drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Couldn't really see where Martin's DNF'd, so I'm guessing he spun or something. So we are a safety car now, and Sunif will be annoyed by that because he could have saved a lot of time if he had pit just one lap later. In fact, you see Smithbell and Hypernova pitting now. Seemingly had front wing damage. And this is going to really close the gap, so hopefully Bumpier rejoined. As we see the Excesinio and Andre pitting, Faxland pitting as well. Smart calls from all of them. The Excesinio went on softs, so I think Faxland's on mediums, Andre's on mediums, so the Excesinio thinks he's gonna be able to take those softs at the end. I mean, he'll have the early advantage, but hopefully those tires don't die out at the end. He won't get a puncture or anything, or won't need to pit from very high tire wear or spin out because of the high tire wear. Because he's been having a fabulous race up 12 places. KCDB comes out of the pits ahead of Sonev. I think Sonev might have had front wing damage or served the time penalty because he's caught in 7th. And Merv Martin, Andres left the session. Again, spare invite, but I'm going to invite him just in case. But Merv Martin is in 5th place. Sonev's left the session as well. What the hell's going on? Hope everyone's back in. But yeah, Merv Martin who unfortunately was in collisions early on, now finds himself in 5th place with safety car, so he's probably going to catch up to the rest of the field. That's going to be nice to see him back up with the front runners. He is on hards though, so he's going to be slower, and I think they're only 4 laps old though, so at least there's that. But he'll be slower, but at least he's in 5th, so who knows, maybe he could bag a podium if he's lucky. I don't think Het or Sonef have joined back yet. As we see, Bumpier is actually entering the pits, and that's probably his AI entering the pits as well. So, yikes for him. Race quite ruined now. Pitting this late. The game is going absolutely nuts. But that's good news for Merv Martin, now in 4th. As Andres Gens left the session, people I think are having connection issues here. Don't know what's going on. Sonev all the way down in 9th. So Merv Martin though in 4th. I hope he'll be able to do well. Andres I think is also on hards, and Diexasinio on softs, Faxland on medium, so it's going to be a real battle of tires here. And unfortunately for Sonev, that's really... Got 9 laps left. Still under safety car. DXS really wanting the safety car to go in so he can really use those soft tires as advantage. And my mistake, Andre is on medium, so it's just Murph Martin in top 4 on hards, and top 5 as well. The Roy in 6th, not too bad for him, doing a good comeback as well. After earlier on, I think he was involved in some contact. Senev's joined back. I think he might be retiring from the session because he's a friend of mine. He's not really happy because he had a drive-through penalty and stuff. The game serving the drive-through penalty, it just made him do an extra pit stop. Not nice to see. I think the safety car is going to go in this lap. Seems like the safety car is in this lap actually, so we're about to go racing again. Whenever Faxon decides to ramp up the gas. And I don't know what's happened back there. Off we go. Bumpier's down in 8th. I saw front wing flying everywhere. Jamie Robertson somehow finds his way in 4th place. They're like 2 or 3 wide. A bunch of ghostings going on. I have no idea what's going on. And oh no, Murph Martin spun out again. Managed to save it. Oh, that's really a shame for Murph Martin. He was involved in some contact. Finds himself down in 8th. I've been really confused. The 2 times this race has gone underway. Once from the start. Second time from the... Is Jamie Robertson's losing 2 places now? Once from the start. Second time from this safety car restart. I've been confused both times as to what the hell is going on. DXS able to stick close to Faxon. Andre though has lost some time. KCDB already losing time to Andre. The Roy finds himself in 5th, which is nice. Murph Martin is not that close to Bumpier, I can tell you that much. And the Exesinio right on Faxon's tail. He's on the softer compound. And Faxon doing his best to stay out of the slipstream. The Exesinio should be... If I were the Exesinio, I'd be tailing Faxon's slipstream though. And now he's not gonna have DRS yet though. He's only gonna have that slipstream. Both of them saving up some ERS. Smart calls for when DRS kicks in. Andre slowly catching up again, I think, to DXS Inyo. Bumpier completely out of the points. I think it's just his AI racing and Andre not really able to gain. And the Excesinio, those tires now, a few laps old. Dying, they're soon going to be dying. Or at least, you know, off their optimal pace. Already quite off their optimal pace. It's Faxland, in fact, that says the fastest lap at the 128.6. An extra bonus point is already massive. Well, not massive, but pretty large lead in the Drivers' Championship. DRS is enabled, but the Excesinio not able to get past Faxland and Andre. Not doing that hot. 2 seconds off the XS. Not losing time, if anything. DeRoy looking to get past KCDB within a second of him, so he's got time for it. He's got like 5 more laps. And Smithpell looking to get past Hypernova. And the Excesinio really close behind Faxland, right on his tail. He's going to be looking to get good exit and have DRS now. Really on his tail. Now he's going to look down the inside of Faxland. There was a bit of contact there. I think both of their front wings still in one piece and managed to get past Faxland, and Faxland's not going to be happy about that. He still has around 5 laps though to get past him again, and his tyres are going to be better off than the Excesinio come the end of the race. DeRoy gets the 3-second time penalty though, and he's still right behind KCDB. Andre's managed to gain a couple of tenths between the fights of Faxland and the XS, and Faxland's really looking up now. Maybe the pressure's just getting to him. Just make a couple of mistakes. Faxland took a gander, but he saw was too far behind. And DeRoy as well. Too far behind to get past KCDB. I don't know if he made a bit of contact at KCDB with the back of KCDB, but he's now over a second away, so he's going to look to cut down that margin as Faxland and the Excesinio, I think, were battling it out while I was watching DeRoy and KCDB. As you see, the 2 AI, I think those are 2 AIs of 10, 12, 12, and Bumpier battling it out, having the time of their life. Roy already closed the gap quite a lot to KCDB. Andre's managed to really close the gap. He's now within striking, well, not striking distance, but he's within DRS distance of Faxland. He's going to be really happy about that, because with a few laps to go, this could be anyone's race between the Excesinio, Faxland and Andre. Faxland now is going to look down the inside, but he thinks he's too far back and won't overtake. That leaves Andre though even more time to easily catch up to Faxland and DXS, as KCDB and DeRoy are fighting alongside. They're side by side, but KCDB manages to squeeze out DeRoy. Murph Martin manages to get past Smithpell. Smithpell manages to get past Hypernova. As Murph Martin now looks to get past DeRoy, there's a bit of contact. I think there might be seen some front wing fly. Almost contact made again between DeRoy and Murph Martin, but they managed to keep him in one piece. And DeRoy managing to stay in 5th place ahead of Murph Martin. And KCDB managing to hang on to 4th, fighting off with all his life. He had spent most of the race by himself, and now he's trying to keep all his energy and to stay ahead of them. He's got more ERS than DeRoy. He's only got 5% ERS. That's not a lot. And Murph Martin as well has got quite a bit of ERS behind him. So we've got this battle for 4th and this battle for 1st. They're all really close to each other. Not many overtakes being able to happen because they're kind of in DRS trains. But as I say, that Faxland and Andre really close. I think they might make it 3 wide here. They're 3 wide. There was some front wing damage, unfortunately. I think Andre got some front wing damage. So he had to back out. DXSinho and Faxon went side by side. Faxon though gave a bit too much room to DXS and wasn't able to get past him, but now he's going to go around the outside of DXSinho. But DXSinho trying to hold off. Now Faxon's going to have the inside line. The inside line pretty crucial. And DXSinho though managing to stick around the outside. Now he manages to stay ahead of Faxland. Really close racing, and for a second looked down the inside of DXSinho again, but couldn't get past. There was no room for him. And DeRoy really close to Merv Martin. And Merv Martin, I think he's gaining a bit to KCDB as well. And with like 3 laps to go, DXSinho's softs I reckon are quite officially not as good as Faxon and Andre's mediums. So he's trying to hang on with dear life with all his might. Because if we look, his softs are 7 laps old. I reckon 7 lap old mediums are better than 7 lap old softs in Bahrain. Merv Martin gaining on KCDB and DeRoy as well. Larkin not so far behind him, but slightly out of the DRS range zone though, as Tan1212 has managed to join. Unfortunately his internet's been cut for a long time, but I was going to say maybe he might be able to bag a point, but unfortunately I don't think he will. Massive respect though to Tan1212 for joining again, even with a couple laps left of the race and so far behind. Massive respect for that. Andre almost it's fallen out of the DRS range as well. Not by much though, and he'll probably be able to get in without so much effort, especially once Faxon and DXSinho get into another battle. As Merv Martin really close behind KCDB, looking to get past, get that 4th position. He's on hards though, and KCDB on mediums. I think KCDB's mediums are also fresh. They're quite fresh. 8 laps. Merv Martin's 13 lap old hards. So it's like we got this battle for first between DXS and Faxland, the battle for 4th between KCDB and Merv Martin, and then we've got Andre and DeRoy, who's unfortunately spun out. I was going to say Andre and DeRoy is spectating the battle, trying to see what they can do to get past any of the 2 drivers ahead of them, but DeRoy spun out, so now his competition is going to be Hypernova. And Merv Martin's really gaining a lot on KCDB. They've got similar ARS, but he's got DRS. He's going to look down the down the outside because KCDB blocked the inside. Some nice stuff from KCDB now. Merv Martin looks right down. He's got the inside line and just can't get done. Didn't have the confidence to stick it down the inside. Thought KCDB would squeeze him out and backs out of it. DXSinho managing to hold on with those softs. And 1.5 laps to go. DXSinho driving for his life out there. Merv Martin would be looking to go down the inside. Looks around the outside of KCB, but still too far back. That DRS zones, you don't see overtakes happening all that often from it. And KCDB and DXSinho both putting on their respective defensive masterclasses and holding off Faxon and Merv Martin respectively. Because I don't know what KCDB was doing there. It seemed like somehow almost lost it in the back straight. But now Merv Martin using DRS, he's going to look down the inside of KCDB. Both of them using as much DRS and ERS as they can, but Merv Martin gets past KCDB before the corner could come, before KCDB could say anything about defending. And unless KCDB is able to attack again with DRS, in fact he does look down the inside. I don't know if that was some front wing flying. He looks down the inside, but He's still managing to stick it though, round the outside. And now he's got the inside line, he's got the outside line, and manages to get past Merv Martin again. And this is the last lap of the race, so Merv Martin, though, doesn't have a time penalty, so he's not all that worried, because KCDB's got time penalties. Andre, in the meantime, has fallen 2.2 seconds behind Faxon, so he seems to be quite comfortable in third. Faxon and DXSinho, none of them have got a time penalty. They're fighting off for the race win. DXSinho on softs, quite old softs, might I add. He's gained 13 positions. He's on 10 lap old softs in Bahrain. He's going to come round, turn 14 and turn 15. Faxon though too far behind, to use the DRS to get past on the final straight, and DXSinho wins the Bahrain GP. Faxon in a close second and Andre in third, and Merv Martin now on the final corner looks to go round the outside of KCDB, but not enough room to get on as he almost spins, manages to save it, and he's going to settle for a nice fifth as KCDB manages to get fourth, but due to the time penalties Merv Martin manages to get fourth. And that was some really nice stuff from Merv Martin, a great comeback from him as the Roy manages to bag sixth place, almost retires on the finish line, and Hypernova gets seventh by 0.008 seconds. And Smith Pell in eighth, Jay Robertson coming around in ninth. And oh my word, what a race that has been. DXSinho, absolutely brilliant race, held off Faxon on softs, while Faxon was on mediums, where the mediums were more preferable towards the end of the race. Gained 13 positions, absolutely insane stuff. Unfortunately for Merv Martin, the reason why he jumped was Tan's AI did jump to start. I don't know why he didn't get a time penalty drive-through for that. Don't know what was happening with the AI. And so he thought to go, and he got the jump start, but managed to come back and come in fourth. But unfortunately for Merv Martin, his absolute great comeback and finishing in fourth is being completely overshadowed by DXSinho's brilliant drive to finish in first place, gaining 13 positions as it's raining pretty heavily outside. I don't think you guys can hear that. I hope not. KCDB also pretty good race, gained 2 positions. DeRoy gained 2 positions. Smith Pell gained 5. Fortunate stuff for Sunev. Really unfortunate for Tan as internet disconnected, and Bumpy as well dropped 10 positions. It was a really nice race. Yeah, it was a mistake. Brilliant stuff from DXSinho. Unfortunately, Godly Noob wasn't able to join for the race, but Brilliant stuff to DXSinho. Faxland hasn't won a race for the first time in God knows how long. Been about 3 races. Or great race from Andre. Brilliant comeback from Merv Martin. But DXSinho has won the race. Has won the hearts of the fans. My driver of the day. I thank you all for joining. I hope you've enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, we race every Sunday. Thank you for joining. Godspeed.